So after watching the Odyssey, which lasted for almost 3 hours, Tiger Balm was literally my best friend. Because why? The cinema was so packed, I literally had to sit in the front row where my neck literally hurts after that. But however, it was worth it.
For me, I swear I was sitting in like seat where I was sitting next to somebody I didn't know, and this guy kept tapping me on the shoulder, going, "Nice right, nice right." And it was a 3-hour film, so he made a 3-hour film feel like a 5-hour film, but Nolan made a 3-hour film feel like a 2-hour film. So I guess you can take that however you want.
Happy 50th anniversary, sorry, not anniversary, 50th episode on the Real Anime Podcast. So I guess you could say happy birthday to the happy 50th episode, blah, 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 blah.
How crazy is it that we're doing the 50th episode and it's the Odyssey?
Exactly. And yeah, it's crazy. And you guys are listening to the Real Anime Podcast, something we've been saying for the past 50 episodes already. And thank you again for the journey that you guys have brought us on. And so today, let's get straight into it. We're going to be talking about the Odyssey. As you can see, Mohnish has the poster of Toy Story. Sorry, I'm just kidding. The Odyssey, the Odyssey back there. And you know, this is a film that we're going to be talking about. And by the way, if you guys liked our previous episode with one of our previous episodes with our special guest Christine, let us know what you guys think. Who knows, who's watching or listening to this podcast, you guys can be the next special guest. So before you guys listen or watch this podcast, this is your warning for any spoiler alerts that is going to take place, and we are not going to be responsible if you blame us or anything. But by the time this episode comes out, I think everyone has probably watched it. But nevertheless, Mohnish, how are you? And yeah, what do you think of this film?
I am doing good. I mean, the cinema etiquette has still got a lot of work to do in Malaysia. I was sat in an IMAX hall, as you can see from the poster behind me, next to a fellow who I did not know, but got to know, unfortunately, very well, because he kept tapping me on the shoulder going, "Hey, nice right, nice right." And funnily enough, he did an odd thing where he used his phone during the action scenes, not the dialogue scenes, where usually it's the dialogue scenes, people are bored, they're like, "I'm going to use the action." Oh well. But yes, The Odyssey is a fantastic film. You know, it is Christopher Nolan's latest foray into the world of epic filmmaking. And of course, we have with us the amazing experience that he brings, which is to fill out every single IMAX hall until you're sitting in probably the front seat, which respect to that person because he's probably watching in like super IMAX at that point, 100mm, forget 70mm. Of course, he brings us into cinemas to watch films that he loves, and I think that's his greatest strength. The Odyssey was a tremendous experience for me, and yeah, what do you think, Luis? Did you have a great experience with The Odyssey?
Yeah, I certainly had a great experience with Odyssey. However, the person next to me, believe it or not, was using Gemini to like talk about the film, and I'm just like, brother, why are you using Gemini? I mean, I understand if you want to do it for research purposes, like after the film, fine. But in the film itself, the fellow was using Gemini, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. Fine.
Tell you what, we're gonna continue talking about this film, but at the end of the podcast, after the Letterboxd reviews, maybe we should add a small segment about cinema etiquette.
Let's do that. Okay,
Just saying.
so let's do that. But nevertheless, forget about these buffoons who don't know how to actually watch a film properly. And if you're watching this, the person I'm talking about, you already know who I'm sitting in row H that day. Yes, I'm talking to you. I forgot what number, but yeah, I'm talking to you. You came with your girlfriend. Please stop using your phone and stop talking at the top of your lungs, even though you're talking quietly. Please shut up and watch the film. Nevertheless, that's out the way. That's already out of my system. But I love the film. You know, watching now IMAX in Malaysia is not as like it's not the most accurate IMAX you get, like compared to like our friends at Gogler, Umar and Bahe. Hello guys, who had the chance to watch it in Melbourne, where it's probably the closest thing you can get to an IMAX, right? But regardless of that,
If I may,
you go ahead.
So basically, the what we're saying is Malaysia has yet to go to have the 70mm IMAX cinemas yet, and I don't know if we will have them because there are only 40 odd cinemas in the world, and the only way to get one is to find an existing projector that can project 70mm, fix it, and put it in a cinema. And IMAX literally can't even manufacture anymore. The last projector was manufactured 50 years ago. So yeah, the Melbourne IMAX one can project in 70mm. Unfortunately, we don't have any 70mm IMAX screenings in Malaysia. I have been made aware that Singapore has a 35mm screening of the Odyssey. So that's interesting. I would love to go one day and see a film screened in film. But yeah.
Nevertheless, I mean, whether our lens is whether it's 70mm or whatever millimeters you're watching at, whichever cinema you're watching at, it's a treat to watch it in IMAX, right? Visually, it's a visually stunning film. You know, I like the extreme. I like to call it extreme wide shots because watching it in like IMAX is from an extreme extreme wide shot, it becomes like an extreme wide shot.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
the IMAX we have is a laser projected IMAX. So
Yeah.
we have plenty of those in Malaysia now. Beautiful ones have opened up near our places in Damansara. So that's lovely.
Kajang.
Kajang, of course, Kajang. What am I saying? But one thing we did notice is, again, next to no CGI, right, Lewis?
No
Yep.
CGI.
Since we don't really have much CGI talk for this movie, what do you think Sir Christopher Nolan, as you say, can teach us about practical filmmaking? I don't know why I call him Sir Christopher Nolan. Must be the respect in my voice, huh?
Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah.
we've got to give respect where respect is due.
And also his wife Emma Thomas, who did an amazing job with making sure we get to see this in IMAX. So yep, just giving the credit where it's due.
Yeah, I mean, I like how Christopher Nolan likes to keep it old school, you know. He doesn't like to use any CGI at all. I mean, believe it or not, the 50-foot fella in the cave scene is actually legit, like, made from, like strings, pulling the strings.
The Cyclops.
The Cyclops, yeah, sorry. It was all made by humans, by the way, guys. You know, like, no AI was used, but that's a topic for another day. You can just see that, like, the difference between, like, you know, literally, like, putting effort into your set designing skills. This is, like, thing that you can get out of it also, and a thing that we can always appreciate for what it is. You know, when we talk about the horse itself, man,
The Trojan horse.
that too wasn't CGI. And if you were to carry that thing, it will probably, I think in the film itself, there were probably about like 30 people like trying to pull the fella, and it probably weighs about like, I don't know, like let's just say 1,000 kilos, 2,000 kilos, I'm not so sure, but it weighed a lot. And it just showed that, like, you know, if you were pulling like something which is like CGI, you wouldn't really get the rawness of like pulling like that horse if it was on CGI, for example. Whereas if you actually built the Trojan horse in real life, as you can see through the film, you can see like the realism kind of like showcasing in that. I really like it. What about you, Mohnish?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's so many. It's like a treasure trove of practical effects, right? Where you get to see the forced perspectives in the Lystrogonian giants over there, where you get to see Matt Damon, who is not even Matt Damon in that poster. His stunt double is actually a woman with unbelievable arms that he said is, I believe, about 4 feet or 5 feet. And the Lystrogonians are actually 7 feet tall, big giant guys, and they're standing on platforms to make themselves look even bigger. And it's a beautiful image of what forced perspective can really bring. It's all done in camera, no CG done. And then of course you've got Polyphemus, who is the Cyclops, and the way he was done, 60-foot guy who's basically an animatronic puppet, which then they have also to supplement that, to have more close-up shots, they have another person playing him. And also that's like a really I believe, you know, that's a really great way to mesh together different elements to create a cohesive vision there. And of course, the most impressive bit of the practical effects, which is obviously a treasure trove, like I said, you know, you've got the Trojan horse, you've got the way he's built out Troy, the way he's got such amazing ships, which they actually shot on sea, which, oh my god, it's insane. And of course, the whirlpool, which was actually created with jet skis. But the most impressive, and to me, the one that I believe is going to signal a future Nolan film, is the beautiful, or should I say, the very disgusting sort of body horror moment where Circe feeds Odysseus soldiers in her home and basically hand turns them like Play-Doh into pigs. And they did that with clever camera angles, in-camera effects, makeup, prosthetics, and they did all of that like in camera. All he did was make sure that they were in close-ups and moving the camera beautifully. It was an excellent sequence in practical filmmaking, especially when you know there's no CG there. There. And on top of that, there were real pigs there.
Yep.
After
I saw that, yeah.
After she does that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I wonder what it was like directing pigs, just out of curiosity. I'm like, oink oink, can you go there? And he's like, oh.
If they don't do good, you make them into bakute.
I know. I was like, do you like show them what bacon is, or like I'm.
And actually,
You know?
another thing which I watched also from the BTS is actually not the one. It's another BTS video which I watched. That cave scene itself also, I literally saw like the behind the scenes of that. And that site itself was actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like an active sort of volcano site, if I'm not mistaken, or like something active, I remember correctly also.
There were active volcanoes around the sea area.
Correct. So that's what I think I picked up on, and it's just amazing to show that like other people take the easy way out, like do it CG, don't need any permits, whereas respect to Nolan himself, being able to like get the paperwork done and trying to and building that like literally that big cave, like like the entrance, like when it goes open and close.
Okay, so he didn't build the cave. He actually
Sorry, not built it,
filmed in the cave.
Sorry, filmed there. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. And he actually filmed in the cave, which was in Greece. And basically, what the impressive thing they did was the whole crew actually soundproofed the cage to the cage, the cave.
Cave.
They
Batu caves.
It felt like yeah. So it was like a very interesting thing to me, but also crazy. It's like soundproofing SS-15. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah, and they soundproof the cave where it's like they turned it into an actual soundstage where you can record clean dialogue.
which is amazing.
You know? Yeah, no, and it's not like a small cave, you know what I mean? It's a giant cave.
It's
And like there's a 60-foot puppet in there, and like, oh my god. To be honest, I know Christopher Nolan is a genius. It's a small side topic. I know Christopher Nolan is a genius, but I just want to say my appreciation for the crew that made this happen. Those guys must have been up from morning until midnight, bro.
At least 18-hour long days for sure.
And I saw in an interview that apparently Christopher Nolan finished this film 9 days in advance, before schedule ended,
Oh, wow.
and under budget.
Because I remember,
But I forgot how many days exactly. But
I got the budget here actually. The budget was actually 250 mil, which was
which is actually quite cheap considering how he filmed it.
Yep.
Yeah. If he did it with CG, it'd be different, like, it'd be more expensive. But it'll be a more. It sounds a lot more expensive. But the way he shot it, going from country to country every few weeks, just to shoot here, just to shoot there, it's expensive. And what I will say though is that the way they shot this is so important, but also the way this crew made this happen is, I salute them lah.
Salute to them.
You know?
They did.
Yeah. And I understand that Christopher Nolan finished 9 days or something in advance, and the reason he actually finished is because the crew was actually just done. They were just so tired.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, I really don't blame them.
Imagine-
I mean, kudos to those guys.
Imagine trying to build the Trojan horse. That's another. Yeah. And trying to get the people inside the Trojan horse, and imagine being the cameraman inside the Trojan horse. Oh my god, that's like, I'm very claustrophobic. I could never ever do that. Yeah. But But nevertheless, watching it IMAX also is certainly it's the only way that you watch it. If you watch it elsewhere, I'm gonna come to your house and actually slap you. Actually, I'll take that bet.
No. But the thing is, I understand what Lewis is saying, because this film is shot in IMAX. If you watch it in 2D, you literally have
Wasting
like
your money.
3/4. Yeah, you're just wasting your money. And I know IMAX is $10 more expensive, but in this case, I would say pay it.
I think I only paid about
Because-
28 ringgit.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, for you, it's not even 10. It's like $3-4 more. But
Yeah, lah.
yeah, at the same time, it's like, oh, smart, good for you, saving money.
There you go.
But yeah, so if you're Malaysian and you got some brains like Lewis, you can save money and watch in IMAX. For me, I just spend money, but what to do? It's okay. I took my parents with me, so boleh lah.
The money will come back somehow,
But-
some way, lah.
Yeah. But back to IMAX. The reason you have to watch it in IMAX, especially with the Odyssey, is because every single shot is in IMAX.
100% of it.
Yeah, so you're wasting your money anywhere else. The only other experience I may be interested in checking out if I ever get flush with cash, I would say ScreenX. For this film, ScreenX would go hard, man. I would be like, so ScreenX, Louis, for you who may not know, ScreenX, the walls also are your screen.
Oh, that one. Okay, I've heard of it.
Yeah, and even the ceiling as well to some degree. So I'm like, your whole peripheral vision is covered.
Where are you?
So I
living?
feel like apparently you don't have to turn your head because your whole vision is encapsulated in that.
Okay.
So all you see is the movie. You cannot even see anything else. So I'm like, okay, that sounds interesting to me, especially with the Odyssey. But man needs to make some money. So after that happens, we'll see lah. But like I said, the IMAX experience for the Odyssey has to be the only experience worth paying for. What do you think, Lewis?
100%. It's just like one of them films where just pay the extra 10 ringgit. Like, okay, the average movie ticket is probably about 20 ringgit now. If you're talking about GSC's TGV standards, right? I'm not talking about Velvet or anything or Red Orange.
And actually, sorry, I just realized this now. It's such an interesting, funny anecdote me and Lewis have got. Lewis, you watched this in GSC, right?
Yes, correct.
And I watched it in TGV.
Correct, yes,
We
yes.
literally have the best of both worlds here, right? now.
Yes.
GSC was cheaper, evidently, 28. Mine was 35.
I mean, I watched mine at IOI Mall Damansara and Kota Damansara there. So
I was in Kajang the whole time.
Kajang,
But,
Pudu.
Hey, gila. But yes, back to the Odyssey. Louis, what for? I want to watch. Why should I watch it in IMAX? The screen bigger only, what?
Come here, boy. I'll give you a tight slap, then you know. No, okay. Okay, look, I'm not gonna do that. I'm a peace-loving person.
But still an Asian.
but still Asian at heart. Mummy's from Malaysia. Don't play. You lot already know where my dad is from, but mummy is from Malaysia. 我跟你讲 don't play. But okay, look, watching it in IMAX, it's just like, yes, it's a bigger screen. But the thing is, like, I'll actually put like if I can find some YouTube videos, I actually put like a side-by-side comparison if it's IMAX and also like normal cinema screen itself when you're watching on digital. I'll put like a comparison here so then at least you guys watching it on video will understand what I'm talking about. When I was like just like sajaja, like just like doing a bit of research, okay, what is like the experience watching in like 2D versus IMAX? First things first, what like a close-up for like an IMAX shot when you watch it in 2D is probably going to be like a wide shot. Why? Because with IMAX, obviously, yes, for this film it was shot on 70mm, of course, but obviously then again our IMAX doesn't have like 70mm, so that's a whole another story. So the way you're watching it kind of like matters because in terms of visually it does make a difference also. Like you have like some beautiful shots of like the ship rowing on like the sea. It looks really beautiful when on IMAX because like something you can't get with like a normal lens, like you only can get with a 70mm lens. It's probably like a very nice bokeh. Visually it's very nice, very stunning. And then when you watch it on a normal cinema itself, it doesn't really do the visual justice. Overall speaking, when watching on IMAX itself, it's like the camera itself weighs about 150 pounds, which is probably about, let's just say 80 kilos. Imagine carrying that camera on your shoulder. Imagine that you probably need at least minimum two camera operators just to hold the fella if you're doing handheld, right? Carry on that. And plus, the way that it's cut up also with IMAX, like, okay, we've made films, for example. We obviously use like Premiere Pro. Okay, very simple. Set up a camera, put your SD card, record, edit it on like Premiere Pro. But with IMAX, the way it's edited also, it's just like, you have like them film strips also. Like, it's really old school to the point where you technically don't really use the computer. Also, you literally use like the like, see what Mohnish and I do. Let's do it together. This one, this one, yes? We're literally doing that. And literally for
Right. Sorry, just to add on to Lewis's one, they do digitize it eventually,
Yeah.
but what they do is they send the digital code back to the film guy who has to edit it manually.
Yes.
And cut it up manually like you would do at a Photoshop, So that's what is so crazy about IMAX. So back to you, Lewis.
Yeah. So that, like what Mohnish said, literally you have like the film strips and then you just have to like cut it one by one in a way. And the process of it is just amazing. And I really wish that one fine day we can, if Manatau, the Real Anime podcast becomes big, we can actually go to Melbourne and watch it in like the proper IMAX setting.
We might bump into our ex-bosses there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The best bosses ever. Oh yes. Yes, respect to them. But yeah, overall, I don't want to take up too much time talking about this. Watching it in IMAX, it's just a way to go. You have a different experience. I mean, if you want to do it for comparison's sake, watch it in 2D and IMAX, okay, fine. But first, watch it in IMAX first. That's it. Moving on. 2026. We've been blessed with a good year of cinema, right? We had Backrooms, we had Disclosure Day, we have Obsessions, we kind of had like this YouTube era also happening also. My question is for you, Mohnish. Is 2026 the best year of cinema? And let me give you some some films which have actually gone over the $1 billion mark in box offices. And some films which are just about to hit it. Maybe they've hit it as of recording or maybe when it comes out or not. Okay, so the first film which I have is the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which managed to get over $1 billion in box office first time this year. And I got it from Variety, the website. Next, you also have Toy Story 5, which by the way, we should do a podcast on that. That's coming soon, which is probably going to hit 1 billion sometime soon, probably. Is as time of recording and based on the data that I got, $960 million. And last but not least, Project Hail Mary, the film came out like a few months ago. From Box Office Mojo, $684 million in box office. So tell me, is this the year of like cinema? We still got like some good upcoming releases coming up soon also. What do you think, Mohnish?
2026 has already been an interesting year, but I don't know if I can necessarily say yet if it is the best year in cinema because there are some films I've not seen, like Fjord or the film Fjord that won the Palme d'Or in Cannes, or Hirokazu Koreeda's Sheep in the Box, or there's quite a few films or even Hope by Na Hongjin. I feel like those are cool contenders for me personally, or Kogonada's Z, which I've not seen yet.
It's out already, but not out worldwide. I think it's out only.
There's no distribution yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, I've been as you can see, we've been tracking the film.
Yep.
Kogonada, if you're seeing this, hook us up, please. But to say the best year in cinema is such a crazy comment because it's like 1976 was an interesting year because you had Taxi Driver or Rocky 1 come out. You also have the 1974, where some of the cool films that came out was The Godfather Part 2 or Chinatown, The Conversation by Francis Ford Coppola, Young Frankenstein. You have such an interesting POV of like how you have all these interesting like releases. And of course, you've got the interesting question, right? That says something like, what was the year that, 1993. Schindler's List and Jurassic Park from Steven Spielberg. Crazy, right? Or you have such an interesting mix of films of last year, with Sinners, Blue Moon, Sentimental Value, Sorry Baby. There's such an interesting mix. To name something the best year in cinema is such a deep question for me, because I feel like there's just so much that you can find that is interestingly difficult, right? To say best year in cinema. For me right now, I have a list on Letterboxd where I'm tracking my top 10 best films right now, and I have 5, right? Where I've got The Odyssey at number 1 right now, sharing that spot with Obsession, and then I have Project Hail Mary comfortably sitting at number 3, and then I have The Sheep Detectives at number 4, and then I have Pressure at number 5. We're starring Brendan Fraser. Now, those are the films I've got. I may consider adding Backrooms in, but at the moment, it's no. I just feel like there are some films that I have not seen enough of yet in 2026 to confidently say best year in cinema. But there have been a lot of great years, and I just hope that this year could be known as the breakout year for the YouTubers in cinema, which does seem to be the case. Iron Lung, Obsession, Backrooms. Who else?
There might be
No. Shelby Oaks.
yeah.
By Chris Tuckman as well. So yeah, plenty of great YouTuber films. I would more or less classify 2026 as the breakout year.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to put it. I mean, you could say that when I was thinking about that question also, you can consider like the YouTube era that we're having also with like Markiplier also, for example, Kane Parsons, right? And other YouTubers also which have been releasing their own films onto YouTube. And it's kind of like a nice sort of change and like a nice sort of dynamic. Maybe it is giving like Hollywood a run for their money also, right? And this is one of the not to say the odd years, but one of the good years that we probably had in terms of like new up and coming filmmakers coming out, which is good. And it kind of gives everyone sort of like competitions. I mean, for me, is this the best year for cinema? It could be potentially, yes. 2026 is probably, we still have like a few more films come up. Maybe if we were to do a podcast at the end of the year, then yeah, maybe we can certainly answer that. But to answer, if I were to give you a yes or no, I would say so far, yes, it's been a good year so far. Now, moving on to everyone's favorite part of the podcast, which is the Letterboxd reviews, guys. Okay, so Mohnish, I've sent you 4 reviews, including one from myself, one from yourself, and 2 people that we know personally. So why not I start it off where I could read your review first. So let's begin, shall we? Okay, so I'm gonna read your review.
Sorry, just for our audience, we will be popping up these reviews right here, so don't worry about it. You'll be able to read it along with us.
Yes, we're gonna read this review of the Odyssey from Mohnish Raja Kumaran, who watched this film on the 18th of July with.
Well, that's not my first review, but yes,
However, I took the one from the 18th of July. If you want, we can.
No, it's fine. That's the review I would take.
Okay. And believe it or not, he watched the film twice on the same day. So let's begin.
Back to back. Different days.
Oh, okay.
17 and 18.
Okay, so back to back lah. All right, 18th of July, 5 stars for Mohnish. It begins off like this: 2 days, 2 Odysseys. My second watch leads me to believe the truly staggering nature of Nolan's directing style. There are more sequences that on my second time watching feel much clearer to me, and honestly it just reminds me of how he builds on each of his works time and time again, and how his entire filmography plays a part in his latest work. Best believe I'm getting that physical media. I mean, yes, I know Mohnish, if you go to his place in Pudu, Kacang, he does have his own cinema, and he himself is trying to get, correct me if I'm wrong, you're trying to get the IMAX version for the CD, which is gonna be, I mean, I wish you all the best for that. I think
I know, I'm actually, to be fair, I have some faith that it'll be more available now, but yeah.
Yep, so I wish you
physical media is the way to go, and also I know that Christopher Nolan's a big champion of physical media, so
I mean, there's this meme going on social media saying that Christopher Nolan says you have to watch it like this way, that way, then you get people watching on the Nokia 3310, some of them on the iPad. I'm just like, it is what it is.
I watched the Odyssey on a plane.
I'm like, oh, if you did, then hands off to you. I watch it imagine just watching it on your phone on the toilet.
The Letterboxd review would be, I watched the Odyssey while I was having an Odyssey.
Okay, so Mohnish, would you like to read my review? Hopefully this time I actually tried my best to make it.
Absolutely love to. So for everybody who would love to read along with me, do look at this review that Lewis is going to pop up right here, because it is simply just amazing. And ironically, that's how it starts. He watched this on the 21st of July, 5-star review as
2 days
well.
ago.
And he starts it off just amazing. Simply beautiful from start to finish. Tiger Balm is literally my best friend now. It's worth the neck pain watching this. I'm guessing you had a shitty seat.
Yeah, I booked it a bit too last minute.
Right? The cinema was almost full when booking it, and this is a sign of an experience you are sharing with the cinema. There is something about Sir Christopher Nolan, a talent for maximizing the time, despite it being almost 3 hours long. Think of it as three mini short films lasting 45 to 60 minutes. Well, nothing mini about them, but all right.
Yeah.
Each character has their story told, painting a beautiful picture of each character, giving an idea of what each character goes through, and it helps to add to the film's structure and pacing. Watch it in IMAX. I don't need to explain myself. If it's full, buy some Tiger Balm and just watch it. This is like Louis watched it as someone not who loves the film. He watched it for the love of the game. Sitting in that seat, getting Tiger Balm. You must be doing this for the love of the game. That's how it is.
I literally had to deal with that bloke reading it off of Gemini. I'm just like, oh, yo, and like all these people like cannot.
All I can think of, right, is Travis Scott in the beginning going,
Aduh.
a face, doom doom, a man, doom doom, and then Louis crack his back. Aduh, aku punya back, doom doom.
Dia dah bilang, tapi Tiger Balm pun ringgit all the languages will come out. So yeah, I mean, but
What's next?
yeah.
Beautiful review.
Thank you. See,
What's next?
I've been improving my English classes as of recently. I changed teacher.
Christopher Nolan makes his English very magical. So Louis, you read the next review we select.
So it's another person who I actually met the other day. By the way, Mohnish, I actually saw M that day at the cinema.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so then
In the Odyssey as well.
yes, we were in the same cinema. So
M, if you are watching, hello
and good morning.
Well, yes.
And yeah. So M over here watched it literally on the same day as me on the 21st of July. So yep. Gave it
4.5
stars. Which I'm like, it's fine.
M is a harsh critic.
She's a harsh critic. Yeah. Watched it in IMAX and it was a very wonderful experience. 10 out of 10 costume, settings, score, and cinematography. I needed to see more Sinon. I need Sinon. And
Yeah.
Yep. Good review. Straight to the point. And yeah, I think the score was fantastic.
So basically, M loves Elliot Page lah.
Oh yeah.
Who played Sinon? Yeah, the soldier who gets killed in the opening.
Oh
yeah.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Okay, then last but not least, this is
of course
a name we've not said in a while.
You selected this. All right.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
read it.
It's the
This
first.
is from our good friend John. I believe this is the first time we are reading his review.
Yeah,
on
because he doesn't really write. He just only puts a rating and that's it.
Man of few words, love it.
Yeah.
But this time he did not have a few words. He had a good amount of words, as you are no doubt seeing on the screen right now, where Louis will put up his review. He watched this on the 17th of July, which was you know what? I remember texting him on that day, and he told me he was like, happy Odyssey release day, yada yada. And he actually took leave to go and watch the film from work. I remember that's what he said. Anyway, so I am thankful to be alive. He's given this a 4-star to watch this masterpiece with my beautiful girlfriend. I was going to say The Return walked so that the Odyssey could run. He's referencing the Ray Fiennes film The Return, where Ray Fiennes also played Odysseus. But no, Nolan is out of this league. He is out of this world. Watching his vision on the big screen come alive with skillful crew, my jaw drops so much, questioning how do they do it. As I write this, recollecting myself, I just am so eager to own this 4K disc already. Man after my own heart, another physical media man. Well, as you can see, the Odyssey has given everybody a reason to smile, and also I do feel that once the disc comes out, I will be rewatching it start to finish, because Nolan's films get better the more you rewatch them. He's just that kind of filmmaker, and he also says that films should be made to be watched more than once. So I personally believe that that's such a great compliment towards Nolan, and the fact that there are youngsters like myself and John who want to buy the physical media discs and still keep that kind of art form alive, well, that kind of way of watching films alive, says a lot. Hopefully our generation leans into more physical media.
For me, I go to Mohnish's house.
There you go. Oh, yes. I mean, honestly, if we get to a point where we can bring, do you remember Speedy?
Yes, I remember there was one in
Oh,
Kajang last time.
yeah. So Speedy, for those of you who didn't grow, who are not from Malaysia, is basically like a video store
And it was
where you
fake.
used to be able to buy, where you used to buy. Oh no, they had some legit ones.
Yeah.
Some, yeah, they had like. I remember I bought a real J Chow concert disc there one time for a friend. Like anyway, Speedy was heaven for me. I just walk around and look at all the movies. I couldn't afford most of it at the time because I was quite young.
Yeah.
But my dad would buy for me once in a while when I was a good boy. I actually bought me one time a Blu-ray Dragon Ball Z disc set, which is still I have to this day. But yeah, Speedy is basically. I wish we could do something like that again, but hopefully down the line we get a better version of that.
I still remember watching CDCB. Why you should buy the blue disc, not the yellow disc?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I mean, you
Every
know
Malaysian knows what he's talking about. Every Malaysian knows what he's talking about. Yeah.
it's said in like 3 languages.
We don't need to say what it is, because why? If you know, you know. Huh?
We can play it here for you guys if you guys don't know.
Oi,
And then it uses like I think it uses content of Solent as a reference. I don't know.
I don't know if it's is it, yeah.
I think it is. It's
Yeah.
content of Solent as a reference. It was like the bit in Monaco when they're chasing each other. But yeah, it's fantastic. Now we're almost at the end of our podcast already. So thank you guys for watching. Also, well, we haven't finished yet. I remember, Mohnish, you had like another segment that you wanted to talk about.
Just a small segment. Like, it's honestly going to take very little time, guys. Cinema culture in Malaysia really needs a check. There are far too many people using their phones in the cinema for the wrong reasons. I saw someone trying to take a selfie in the cinema one time while the movie was playing. That was a whole new experience for me. Like, it's fine if you have to answer a text because it's an emergency, but if you're like scrolling Instagram or TikTok on that shit, I just have no words for you, because you paid to be here, you know?
I agree. I mean,
Yeah, sleeping in the cinema is actually fine to me. You know why? You're quiet. Now, if you're sleeping with your mouth wide open, snoring away, I'm just like, waste your own money. Don't waste my money. You know?
I agree.
Yeah, because at least it's a personal decision. You want to sleep, go and sleep. Just you wasting your own money, fine. But don't snore like a hippopotamus.
Don't snore like my hungry hippos. No, you're right. I mean, it's just like the same experience I had with like watching Exceptions. I'm gonna keep it nice and short. Yes, I get it. Like there will be certain moments where everyone will be like, you get a crowd
What film
reaction.
did you watch?
It was Obsessions.
Oh, you mean Obsession?
Obsession. Sorry.
No, plural. I was like, oh, you got sequel. I'm like,
maybe Lost Obsessions. I was actually pointing to my neck.
Hey, power day. Harry Barker, watch out.
So no, nevertheless, like I get it. Like everyone wants to go to the cinema with their friends. Yeah, please do. That is actually good. You actually bring people to the cinema, family, friends, girlfriend, boyfriends, or whatever. Please go ahead. However, can we just like stop using our phones or taking bloody Snapchats in the middle of the film? I mean, like I don't get it. Or talking at the top of your lungs about what's gonna happen. I get it if it's like a moment where you want to laugh or like scream. That's fine. But like
talking won't get me sometimes.
It's just like, if you want to talk, why don't you go watch it at your house and then you could talk all you want whilst watching the film? Fine. But everyone here is trying to watch the film. I mean, I get it, like how last time when we was in college last time, they wanted us to wear headphones whilst watching the cinema itself. I'd rather have the spatial audio, playing, especially if it's like IMAX or something. Because you remember, Mohnish, like last time we were in college, we had that thing for, I forgot for like that TV show or something, where we had to wear the headphones, remember?
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. So he's referring to a TV show that we will not be mentioning because of copyrights, and nor will we be mentioning the network also because of copyrights.
Yep.
But basically, this TV show was from a local network, and they had an app where we could connect our respective earphones and headphones to this app, and then watch the show, an episode of the show, which was being played on our auditorium screen, which is insane to me because the auditorium that we have can seat what, 150 people, 200 people, maybe fucking 500 people. The spatial audio, and I've heard the spatial audio, we've actually had a film screen there before, which is called In the Wild. We had it screened there, and the audio is bloody good, right, Lewis?
Yep.
Yeah, but they decided to make us do this stupid little headphone gag for some crazy reason, and suddenly we have like to use our own headphones and audio and whatever, plug it into our phones, Bluetooth it so that we can listen to what's happening on a screen that is connected to like really great speakers. So it was like the stupidest experience that had so many steps for no reason other than the fact that I think it was a sponsorship.
I agree. I mean, it's just this society now. Even if you go order food, also they'll tell you to order through the app, which I'm just getting out.
Oh my god, dude, that is the stupidest. Sorry, this is becoming like a podcast about our pet peeves, but that's the truth. I swear to God, every goddamn time there's this coffee place I go to. It's a place that came from China, and it basically made me order coffee through through the app, even though I was standing right in front of the coffee shop,
Same.
in front of the cashier. There was no like line or anything, And I was like, can I not order this like here? And they're like, oh, we actually don't have cash registers. I'm like, okay, I can pay you through QR or card. And they're like, oh, we don't carry those. I'm like, what the shit?
Yeah.
Okay, I can somewhat understand the cash thing, even though I still find that stupid, but I can somewhat be understanding towards that as long as you let me pay with QR or card. Like, if my Wi-Fi is shit or my data is slow, I can't get a bloody coffee.
That's the story for another day. It's just like with AI in films, but that's a topic for another day, which we will invite a special guest for that. We already know the person we're talking about. But you already know.
We will not reveal his name due to more copyright. No, I'm kidding.
And a contract and a buyback clause. You hear Fabrizio Romano saying that here we go, sign that. We will probably do that in the near future, but this is the end of the podcast and not the end of the road for the Real Anime Podcast, as it is our 50th episode today. So thank you guys for being on the journey with us. What started out as an idea became into a reality, and you've witnessed myself change like set designs, like I changed my underwear literally. You've seen Mohnish over here literally stick to his room and then upgrade his lighting and all, and it looks perfect. And literally last time I had my TV, which is on, but it's actually broken now. But give it a few months, let me actually buy a new TV, and then you guys will have nicer picture. Unless you guys want to sponsor me one, that would be fantastic. But yeah, we just wanted to say thank you guys for supporting us. I'm glad I'm doing this with my best friend. Sometimes in some podcasts we make some errors which kind of affect like the listening or viewing experience, but the most important thing is when doing a journey, we learn from our mistakes, and we just wanted to say thank you guys for being on the journey itself. And this is the last time we're going to be doing a podcast, so I'll see you in the near future. I'm just kidding. It's what I will say next. I'm just kidding. It's the last episode of the day for today. The last episode for today, because there'll be another one.
I was about to go on an Odyssey to Luis's house.
You probably be Bradley or Brenda will be like,
I have to fight the Lystragonians, find the Cyclops, which I call the security guard outside his house. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm very happy to be doing this again. 50 episodes, no joke. Luis's cup was blue at the start of this. Now it's white again. So that tells you how long we've been doing this. So not to waste any more time. Thank you all so much for listening. We really appreciate all the support. Thank you all for the listens as well on Spotify. Nearly 500, nearly 400 now. So thank you all very much for that. We really appreciate the support. And just a little update, which I don't think I've actually spoken about on this podcast officially, is our Spotify episodes will still be out every Wednesday as per usual. The YouTube ones will come out every Sunday now, just so we have a bit of breaks between them. But yeah, that's the official update. Thank you all for listening and watching.
Thank you guys. And for the next episode, you'll find out next week. Goodbye.